welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since you've seen my face. I've been MIA for a while, but I'm back. As you can tell from this title and this video, I'm doing a reading vlog of one of my most anticipated reads of this year, and it's Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And this book has gotten so much hype. I am actually, as I'm starting this vlog, I'm actually 42% into the book already. I just haven't picked up the camera, but wanted to give you guys my thoughts so far. Really loving it. It's enemies to lovers, and it's young adult, and young adult is hit or miss for me, but I am thoroughly enjoying this one so far. I'm really loving the characters. I love Kai, love Peyton, and the beginning of them meeting each other was just so cute. It's obviously, this vlog is obviously going to be spoiler free, so I won't be giving any spoilers away for anyone who has not read the book. And I know book 2 comes out in July, so I feel like this is the perfect time to read it too, because once I finish this one, I don't have to wait very long for book 2, because I hear the ending of this is not like crazy, but it leaves you wanting the second book right away. So really excited about that. I'm to the part where they are in the first trial. If you don't know what Powerless is, which I'm sure you do, you can kind of just Google it, but it kind of gives off Hunger Game vibes. So there's like different trials, and like they have to compete in it and whatnot. So first trial is happening, and so far so good. So I've never read the Hunger Games 2, so I'm actually glad I've never read it. Otherwise I feel like it would kind of be like too similar to Powerless, but because I haven't read it, I can't really compare. I've only seen the movies, so enjoying it so far, and those are just my thoughts right now. But I will continue to vlog me reading this book and give you guys like updates and everything along the way. Quickly, I forgot to mention that I am reading this book on my Kindle, and I'm listening to the audiobook of it because I hear the audiobook is like super amazing. So listening to the audiobook and kind of like following along on my Kindle for this specific book. Taste test. Cheers. So good. Better than Starbucks. Okay, so I'm gonna get ready for the day, do a little bit of makeup, and then I'll talk to you guys after I finish. So see you guys in a bit. Okay, it literally took me 1 hour, if not more, to do my makeup today. I did not expect to do a full face of makeup, but once I started applying everything, I just realized might as well. Actually, not might as well. I didn't plan it. It just kind of happened. So anyways, it's like afternoon now, and I'm going to continue reading Powerless. I read up until chapter 27, which is 44% of the way through the book, and let me just say, the chapters that I read last night were so good. The angst and the tension between the two main characters were really giving. So yeah, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but let's just say there's this scene where he was stitching her up, and Okay, let me just elaborate on that scene a little bit more without giving anything away, because I kind of lost my train of thought there, and I feel like I should explain a little bit more. So in that scene, of course, like, she was injured and then it was in his POV. I love reading Kai's POV because we just get to be in his head and like see what he thinks and everything. And at this point, he's definitely falling for her, and he's trying to kind of hold back those feelings and not really admit it to himself that he is falling for her. And the way this man cares for Peyton, and he calls her Pay, that's like her nickname that he's like giving her. Apparently her full name is Peyton, but he calls her Pay. Stop. Also, let me just say, we got a who did this to you trope, and I live for who did this to you tropes, okay? Love every single second of that chapter, but it's getting so good. I'm on chapter 27. So I'm going to continue to keep reading today, and then I'll feed you guys updates as I go. I just read this scene where the both of them had to fight off wolves, and then afterwards she was like, we make a great team, you're right, and he's like, yeah, except for you're not good at taking orders. And she's like, orders, I'm not one of your soldiers. And he walks up to her and he says, you're right, my soldiers are expendable, you're not one of my soldiers. Which means do you see? Okay, yeah, back to reading. New day, and I read a little bit last night, and I don't know what it is about staying up really late, like past midnight, to read, but all the good scenes always happen past midnight. So yeah, it was a really good reading night for me. Also, I'm about over 50% of the way through, maybe like 50, I'm at 55%. I'm at 55% of the way through the book, and we just finally finished trial 1. And I believe there's 3 trials in total. So just to give you a little bit of a, I guess, look into where I'm at in the book. And no real updates yet, but I'm loving the scenes that we're getting with Kai and Peyton. Also, the chapter that I left off at last night and the way the first trial ended, if you know, you know, I gasped and almost had a stroke, okay? But everything was fine, and now we're gonna move on to trial 2. And I believe there's gonna be like a second ball too, so. So the plan is to continue reading later tonight, and we'll see how far I get. But I'm really excited to finally move on and do trial 2 and see what that one is. I just finished reading a chapter between Kit, which is Kai's brother, and the future king of Ilya, and Peyton, and it was so wholesome. I really like Kit, and typically like the future king or kings whatever in fantasy books aren't very likable, but I really like him. And I like how he listens to Peyton, and though Peyton knows that she shouldn't be saying everything that's on her mind and she should filter her words around him more carefully, she still obviously says what's on her mind. And I like how he's listening to what she says. Welcome to the next day, and I did not do any reading last night because I was so exhausted. I feel like I ate something bad this past weekend too, so I wasn't feeling the best, and so I literally went to sleep at 10 p.m. which is early for me, and I slept in until like 9 p.m. to like 9 a.m. today. Not 9 p.m. because that would just be crazy. So I'm gonna do a little bit of reading now, and then I also have to run some errands. I have to take my brother to a dentist appointment and then come back, do a little bit of work, and then I'll probably read some more later at night. So right now I'm gonna continue reading, and that's the plan. The tension is so good. Lauren Roberts knows how to write good banter and angst and tension.
Well, maybe if you kept your eyes on the dance floor and your nose out of your glass, we wouldn't be in this situation, I say coolly. Oh, darling, my eyes were on the dance floor, he says casually. They were on you dancing with my brother. Then he huffs out a laugh, craning his neck to shake his head at the canopy of leaves above us. Why do you think I've been drinking?
Hi everyone, so no major updates yet, but I may have just read my favorite chapter so far in the book. I'm about 70% of the way through now, and we are finally to the second trial. Really enjoying it so far. The second ball, if you know, you know, is probably my favorite chapter so far. It's just so good. Like the conversation between them, so good. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna probably do a little bit of reading right now, and then I also have a photo shoot later, so we'll see how much I read. But I'm really enjoying the book so far, and it's looking like a 5-star read, unless anything changes between now and the end of the book, but we'll see. We're at the park today, guys. This park is like literally 5 minutes or less away from our house. Ricky wanted to do some football drills and play some basketball, and then I'm gonna do some reading. I'm also on chapter 51. And if you've read Powerless, chapter 50 is so good. Okay, so
okay, I have to read you guys this part. He's devastating. Everything about him is stunning and sharp and stealing my breath away. But it's the way he's looking at me that suddenly makes swallowing seem like a struggle, breathing seem like a chore. I've never been looked at like it's a privilege to be in my presence, an honor to hold my gaze, a gift to get a glimpse of me. Not until I met him. So good.
hi. So if I sound a little different, it's because I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. I feel like this past weekend of working is catching up to me, so excuse the way I sound. But good news, I finished Powerless last night, and this morning or this afternoon I read the first chapter of Reckless, because I don't know if it's in the physical copy, but the first chapter of Reckless is in the Kindle version of the book that I have. because my sister-in-law told me to read it. And anyways, we'll get to that in a little bit. But the ending of Powerless, the last 10 chapters, I was on the edge of my seat. And if you want to know what my rating of the book is, I rated this book 5 stars. I feel like I haven't had a feeling like this with a book since Iron Flame, and that's been a while. So highly recommend reading Powerless. Reckless, which is the second book, comes out in July. I will say the plot twist that happened at the end of this book, I sort of guessed midway through the book already, so that didn't really come as a surprise. But still, reading it, it still shook me to my core. Okay, so I feel like it's the way this book ends sets up the second book. Like, I just can't wait. It sounds like the second book is gonna be even better, so I can't wait for that. And let me just say also, the first chapter of Reckless, if you've read it, the last line, I'm still thinking about it. Like, I finished it a little bit ago and I'm still thinking about it. It's going to live rent-free in my head until I get the second book in my hands. We love Kai Azar. I'll end off this vlog by saying I hope you guys enjoyed. It was really fun reading this book. I'm so excited and happy that this was a 5-star read. It just makes filming more fun and talking to you guys about it because it was a 5-star book. So yeah, let me know what other books you want me to do reading vlogs of and what other kind of videos you want to see in general. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.